Well, good morning. Welcome to Environmental Coffee House. Good morning, guys. Red pill, blue pill. That is the topic today. Red pill, blue pill. There's a lot of wild stuff out there. And I started with a meme I had put up in the community chat, or the community whatever part of YouTube, because I'm not really using face crap right now because face crap won't let me. So here we go. Good morning, Kameshwari Kate, and thank you very much for moderating the show. All right, so this topic is just full of stuff. And of course, it makes you think of, when you hear it, of course, everybody says, oh, it's the Matrix. And then it is, well, for us older folks, the YouTube. But see, if I play this, I don't know if I could play this and not get a copyright. I don't know. It's a, here, see. I'll probably get a copyright. Plus, my internet is a little slow. I'd love to play this. However, that being said, I know it would probably shut me down, but good morning. All right. Good morning, Rich. Thanks, everybody, for being here. So the first thing we're going to look at, because obviously I can't play this, and plus it's going around, which means that I didn't shut the internet off today on other things. And even though it's really good internet, this is what happens. This is what happens. All right. I don't even know how the camera's looking. I've had a it looks like I am frozen. I don't know. Am I frozen? No. Okay. All right. So things were going wonky today. Hey, human and the internet. So I'm not going to sing it, but I really would love to play it. I would love to play this. It would be so great. But so one pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small. And the ones that mother gives you, they don't do anything at all. You go ask Alice when she's 6 feet tall. No, to start. So anyway, here we go. We're going to start with something that I found that is definitely I think, in the, maybe the red pill. Maybe we're living both of them. I think we're living both of them. I think the realities are a little wild.
Great. Looks like you need a good wine pairing. Take a look to your right.
This is the Walmart
Your age has already been
metaverse.
pre-verified through your profile. so no need to wait for an ID check. Just place the item in your cart whenever you're ready. I'm getting a notification from your connected smart grid. It looks like you already have a full gallon of milk at home. Should we put this one back? Hey, good news, your oil change is done. Your vehicle will be ready at the Tire and Lube Express. I've added the service charge to your cart. Now for the fun stuff, to electronics. You definitely saved the best for last. This TV has great reviews on Walmart.com. Add it to your cart, and I'll have it brought to the front for you. Need any accessories? Here are some options on Jet.com. Looks like that's everything on your list. Are you ready to check out with Walmart Pay?
Have you guys had enough?
I'll have the TV brought out to your car.
Woo!
Thanks for shopping
Could
at
you get
Walmart.
COVID
Have a great
from
day.
this? Have a great day. Holy shit. So what do you think? That's what pill is that? What pill is that? Even chemist Rory Kate, she couldn't take it. I hope you haven't left. What pill is that, guys? So basically, I have found the future, and the future is shopping right here from your home like that. Now it's really weird. It's think about this. We are older, most of us are, and the future, the kids, they won't have an outside. They won't have nature. They won't know how to use a pencil. People will have to shop this way. The Jetsons' future, while they're the corporations are pushing the Jetsons' future, is it going to happen? Oh my God! So I found an article that we're going to talk about, and it also has information. So here we go. This is pretty cool. Pretty cool. This next one, and this has videos in it too. This is another one that I thought was really good. This was one I thought we would talk about because it's us. It's what we talk about. The red pill or the blue pill, endless consumption or a sustainable future. And that video by Walmart, or going to Walmart, which I don't like to go to anyway, that really segues perfectly into this article. So let's go for it. And in 2015, a bomb went off in my home. One moment I was counseling a client. Now this person, wait, let's see before we go on. Where's the author? All right, you know what? Oh, Mike Sosterek. Okay, he's associate professor, sociology at Athabasca University. So wrote this, believe this was 2019. A couple of years ago. It's 3 years ago. Wow. Shit, time's flying. So at the time, I thought Canada does not have an immigration problem. It was only later I realized we'd been attacked. It was not a conventional bomb. There was no concussive blast. Nobody died directly. However, after the 2016 United States election placed Donald Trump in power, the nature of the attack became crystal clear. A small group of rich white oligarchs had manipulated and weaponized the masses, or the poorly educated, and with that express purpose of slipping in an authoritarian regime. That's Canada telling us where we're going, huh? Informational strategies, and I'm always fascinated at communication. I'm fascinated with communicating, how communication works, communicating via graphics and music, and this way, showing a flow. And all of it's fascinating. They use sophisticated manipulation, duplicitous search algorithms, big data techniques, and social media, where we are right now. So sadly, as the reported activities of Trump's former chief strategist, Steve Bannon, to push populist revolt across Europe indicate, the U.S. was only one of the first stops. And it's true, because I watch some of these things. I feel like I've got to see what people are doing all around the world. And it's Steve Bannon is really creepy. So if early results are any indication, the Third World War information carpet bombing has had great effect, with an upsurge in far-right populism across Europe. But why now? Is it racism, sexism, and homophobia? Is it corporate fascist agenda aimed at shoring up dying old energy industries? The answer is yes and no. Now, wealth preservation. See, because all things are shifting pieces on a chessboard. And no, because the question is, what's the real game? The answer is easy enough. The game is preservation of an ancient system of wealth accumulation in the face of growing global resistance and crisis. This system of wealth accumulation has gone by many names over the centuries, but like Karl Marx said, everywhere is always the same. Let's hear from Karl. Can you not hear this? Okay. I don't know what happened. That's really weird. The movie's on, everything's on, YouTube was open. That was a long time you went. Wow, I didn't even hear that. Wow, that was good. I had the sound. Okay, see, I had the sound all the way up. And oh, I wonder. Well, we're not going to watch that one. We'll test. I'm really, really, really sorry. At least the graphics were okay, right? Huh. That's really weird. I could hear it. You couldn't. Oh gosh. I work at night. You can't hear me. You don't hear me. I've got everything on. We are not hearing anything. All right, let's go. I'll finish reading it. So that was all about Karl Marx, which I thought it was a pretty good one. And I'm sorry that that's what happened. Obviously, this is not the first challenge, this ancient regime. An ancient system of private accumulation and forced inequality I'm pissed now, has faced. In the past, the players have been able to preserve this system of accumulation, which I expose in my free book, Rocket Scientist's Guide to Money and the Economy. However, this is 3 years ago I wrote this time preservation is not possible because the system is facing at least 3 accelerating global crises that are going to bring it down. All right. The crisis of legitimacy. All right. The people of the earth, the pawns on the chessboard, have been using the internet to educate themselves for decades now, and they are increasingly rejecting the system and its associated careless consumption of commodities such as meat, processed food, alcohol, cars, and big malls. This rejection is causing a slow-burning growth crisis. In the past, new products and services, market expansion and adjustment here or there, and a bit of illiberal hegemony, which is American domination through war and violence rather than the export of liberal democracy, could have doused the flames. It's a crisis of automation, which we're seeing, right? Right. It's fanning those flames. Rapid workforce reductions of an estimated 35 to 49% are expected in the next few years, except I will add that in the last 3 years, since this was written pre-pandemic. So it's a very interesting look into it's only how long, but it's pre-pandemic. And now there are problems with not enough people to man the comfort industry, so to speak, the fast food industry. So this is interesting. The fires, unless something changes, the system will be unable to accommodate the disruption. Mass unemployment, shattered safety nets, financial meltdown of an already teetering global system, and the refugee crisis will be the inevitable result. These fires have been contained before. However, now a third ecological crisis is throwing accelerant on the flame, and that's the crisis of finite resources. Yeah. Fantasy aside, eternal growth on a sphere of finite resources inevitably leads to global catastrophe. Right? So there's only so much a small planet can take, really. You'd think growing realization of reality would galvanize even the most conservative elites who will certainly see the future they're leaving their children. The problem is that the players are addicted to cash, and they will sacrifice even their own children just to get the next fix. If the addicts retain control, our children are facing a grim future of fire, flood, drought, insecurity, famine, growing civil unrest, which makes business as usual impossible. Right? Authoritarian repression and outright global war. The human race will probably not go extinct, but even the rich will suffer. Well, he says that 3 years ago. Now, let me just see something. If this doesn't work, it's because you're not going to hear it. All right, I know now why. Hang on. If I don't do the share overlay, right, and I play it like this, you probably can hear it now. Now, let's test. Let's see. System audio, you got it. All right.
Let me give you one piece of advice. Be honest. He knows more than you can imagine.
At last. Welcome, Neo. As you no doubt have guessed, I am Morpheus.
It's an honor to meet you.
No. The honor is mine. Please, come, sit. I imagine that right now you're feeling a bit like Alice. Tumbling down the rabbit hole?
You could say that.
I can see it in your eyes. You have the look of a man who accepts what he sees because he is expecting to wake up. Ironically, this is not far from the truth. Do you believe in fate, Neo?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't like the idea that I'm not in control of my life.
I know exactly what you mean. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you feel it. You felt it your entire life, that there's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. Do you know what I'm talking about?
The Matrix.
Do you want to know what it is? The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch.
Ooh.
A prison for your mind. Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself.
All right. I don't want to get a copyright, so I'm coming back. I am coming back. I don't want to get a copyright, but I thought that was cool. But it was in the article. It just opened up. I had to open up in YouTube. So we're going to go back to the article. That's cool, though. I would have liked to play the rest of it, but I got nervous. Especially when Human said, what did Human say? Reactionary video interrupts copyright video and make commentary and allowed perhaps. Yeah, well, I don't want to, So that was a good clip. Last night, as I was sitting, I was actually laying down watching this clip, and man, my brain just took me in so many places because really, excuse me for coughing, but I just inhaled a whole lot of crap out of my wood stove today. Not a good thing. So, so we're already in the Matrix. I mean, when you look at the blue pill and the red pill, we're in it. We're born in it. The most powerful thing we have is our brain. That's what puts us in any kind of matrix. Our brain develops, our human brain develops, and we've developed systems, and we've developed economic systems. I mean, it's history. Everybody knows history here. We're pretty educated in this group. It's always like this. Every civilization is like this. We just have technology at our fingertips. So the guy continues writing, the writer, the way I see it, like Neo in the film The Matrix, we have two choices. Choice one is to follow the Trump gambit. Remember, this is 3 years ago. This is the conversation. Okay. Like Neo in the film The Matrix, we have two choices. All right. And try to keep going business as usual, but more and more people are rejecting the idea is possible. So in any case, this choice allows suicidal economic growth and addictive accumulation to continue, but at the cost of ecological and psychological collapse, symbolized by the growing electronic waste stream. So in this scenario, we cope with civil unrest, food insecurity, famine, and such with blocked borders, authoritarian regimes, and disciplinary collars on our private security forces, just to make sure we can control them. Choice two is to get rid of the regime of accumulation and replace it with a sustainable utopia based on fair production, distribution, and healthy, not addictive motivations. Reduced consumption of meat reflects the system that causes people to consume without consideration of the consequences. Yep, truthfully, it's just grosses me out to think of, boy, factory farms have changed a lot. And it's never too little too late, guys. It never is. It is possible. We have the administrative and productive technology, the education system, the communication networks, the logistics, the control systems, the legal systems, if we use them properly, the resources if we use them wisely, and the money we need to get it all done. It won't be easy, and there will be much disruption, but we can lubricate the transformation and mitigate economic displacement via a global reduction of the work week, the forgiveness of global debt, a global guaranteed income. Geez, it sounds like this guy wants to do things for people, for human beings, which actually then if people are doing the right thing, it helps animals and species in the long run. But that's the blue pill. That's goddamn blue pill. I wish I had my rose-colored glasses here with me. So, as the economy shifts away from growth-fed accumulation to that next big economic trend, which was the pandemic, humane forms of service and quality of life will increase for everybody. With less time scrambling to make useless things and manipulate people into buying them, we'd have more time for ourselves and for authentic and healthy growth. This would mean health, happiness, and increased satisfaction of our highest human needs. California then Senator Kamala Harris says we're at an inflection point in our world, our nation, even ourselves. Clearly, we all have an important choice to make. Okay, so again, that is 2019, and here we are. Red pill, blue pill. Here we are. Consumption. We're now in a different time from 3 years ago because of the pandemic. And Rich, you're right. It's going to be a chaotic transformation now. The time for rational change was decades ago. But again, I always say the time for change it's within yourself also. And there are other people talking about this. Now, I have another clip that I thought was interesting that went with everything we're talking about today, but I tried to write to him, Bruce Lipton, and I didn't get it. I didn't know how to ask if I could just use your clip on my show. I really want to use this clip. And I also found another article which I thought was very interesting along the same lines of where we're going. The brain is really what's powering everything, the consciousness, and we're always living within both, And that's kind of what Bruce Lipton said after I found him. I was like, wow, I'm thinking the same thing. Well, his video on it was quite interesting. If you're one of the millions of people who have seen The Matrix, then you'd remember that choice. This is another article. But this woman is talking about, she's a psych D. Jenny Yip, she's a psych D. And I'm just going to clip out something. And she's saying living in ignorance may protect you from much of the ugliness in the world. You won't have to know reality for what it truly is. Wow, that's pretty wild. And you can avoid experiencing worry and anxiety. In essence, you would be fearless because you won't know any better. However, this also means you will be aware of potential dangers that may harm you. Take young toddlers, for example. They are blank slates with very few experiences of their environment. So in other words, they are innocent yet ignorant. Toddlers who have yet to experience a burning stove will not know that touching it will hurt. Now, nobody's going to live like this. And I mean, I'm close to it. I am close to it, being that I am living out here, pretty much by myself. But, well, not. I have community, thankfully. So we don't live in that. None of us, because it's the internet age. How can you? Even the kids are growing up on it, like we saw. They're growing up. They're going to go shopping like that. Let me show you. Let me pick out another little. Oh, okay. She talks about panic, right? And this is a good one. She says, let's take panic attacks, for example. The hallmark of panic disorder is a fear of the fear. Now, we've had so much of that shit go on in our media over this pandemic, right? This means that you fear experiencing the psychological sensations of your biological fight or flight response. You got heart palpitations, shortness of breath, chills, sweatiness, nausea, etc. Sufferers will usually avoid feeling these sensations at all costs, right? So that keeps you safe and comfortable, at least in the United States box of tissues, or so they think anyway. So by refusing to step outside the box, you actually become weaker, while the anxiety monster gains power, waiting to attack at the next opportunity. To take this power means that you will have to step outside your comfort zone and face your dreaded fear and fight that anxiety monster. I do that every day, even though I don't go out of my house. I'm sorry. I had to give you that. Because I mean, we've changed over this whole freaking last 2 years, right? Right. Lightning rod. Like, psychopaths don't consider how you feel unless it pleases them. Well, we're run by psychopaths, and we know this, right? So anyway, she talks about growing stronger. You have to behave in ways that are counterintuitive to your fears by becoming very familiar with your own panic sensations. To be resilient means that you will have to expose yourself to those uncomfortable sensations so that you learn that they are harmless. Well, the anxiety, I mean, I don't have a lot of anxiety over the pandemic, but I'm more inquisitive over what goes on politically with all the bullshit. Seriously. But I have the privilege to be living where I live and not have to deal with many people. And that's a difference, I don't know. What do you guys feel? Well, we're going to move on from this one. And I'm going to go into our environmental coffee house and show you this. I put that in the community. Okay, so right here in the community, we had the meme. I found this meme. Now, I've been making a few memes here and there, right? So I find this one, and I thought, well, this would be great to see if I could elicit a response in a different way with the red and blue pill, what it meant. And I thought it was interesting, and I really thank you guys that did get me down this rabbit hole. Goddamn, I wish I could play that song. I mean, it's not going to play. I know it's not going to play, but hey, no, it won't play this way either. Let me hear this. You can't hear it. Nope. No, it has a thing, but nope. I don't want to get in trouble. God, I want to play that thing. All right. So here's the meme, the red pill. Here we go. Hi, Poppy. Hi, Scott. All right. Red pill. Restart your life at 6 years of age with all the knowledge you have now. Or the blue pill. $10 million in cash. So put that one through your motors. Okay. And I just want to say one thing about I learned with this system. If you do overlay like this, what you're seeing on the screen, then the audio will not play because this is an overlay and there must be some kind of app for that, which I don't want to get. So if I turn this off, which is the overlays, and do this, anything will play. All the videos will play. So red pill, restart your life at 6 years of age with all the knowledge you have now, or the blue pill, 10 million in cash. And We had a lot of people talk about it. Braza, the red pill would mean having to be in the body of a 6-year-old with all that knowledge, which would result in one of three things, or maybe all: going totally insane, becoming suicidal, or becoming homicidal. So no contest, blue pill every time. And so we got some really good stuff here, guys. Now, I don't know if this is a false equivalent. I don't even know. It's a stupid one. I found it, but I haven't answered it. Because I thought it was more important to see the feedback. And basically a lot of you would just really want to do and give and help others, which I thought was, helpful. Olivia said, this is a tough one. My first thought is like do-over. But as another commenter stated, it would be absolutely crazy making to have the knowledge I have now, but in a tiny, powerless person who would have to endure years, years. Right? So she said she'd take the dough. She'd allow her children and close family to better prepare for the inevitable collapse. Now, think about this on this one. Yeah, of course there's a choice neither. There's no mandate here to take this. Okay. Now, Torstein said you never forget your first 10 million banknote. That's pretty funny. Yeah. So I liked it, and it gave me the whole idea for the show. So Casey said, I don't want to be a kid again, so I would donate that 10 million to charity. And Jump Kick, obviously start back over with all the knowledge I have. I could make 10 times 10 million and maybe slow climate change with strong, decisive action against the main perpetrators and stop a lot of other human rights violations. I love you, Jump Kick, for that one. That was like, it's a beautiful sentiment, right? It is. And I like this guy. I think it's a guy. Reject both pills. Opt for orange juice. And I wrote back on this one, well, with or without pulp. How stupid is orange juice without pulp? They sell orange juice. Orange juice is orange juice, but they take the pulp out of it. How ridiculous. I think anyway. But I guess then if you can't... It was a comedy act I saw somewhere. So, all right. So here we are. It was good. It got me, again, I said it got me into this whole red pill, blue pill thing. So this guy, Fletcher Wortman, he says there is no red pill. The bogus psychology of fake enlightenment. This was 2021. So let's see what's going on here with this one. Miracle cure. Truly amazing. Works in minutes guaranteed. And memes like the Matrix red pill, blue pill scene become ubiquitous because they are psychologically resonant. Red pill, blue pill memes offer both neutral and social rewards to individuals who copy and share them. The red pill is a classic Barnum statement, using vague phrasing and subtle flattery to sound as if it's addressing someone personally. So The Matrix is many things to many people, but I think it was most significant as a perfect escapist fantasy for those who grew up with the film. In a world where your unsatisfying everyday life is just an illusion, where the apartment and the job and socially you hate are all part of a conspiracy run by secret agents of oppression, where an ordinary dork wakes up from his nap to learn he's the chosen one, gets kung fu downloaded into his brain, and instantly becomes the dual pistol-wielding hacker Buddha in a sweet trench coat. The fantasy, alienation, and empowerment is exemplified in the film's most iconic scene with the mysterious resistance leader Morpheus, played by Lawrence Fishburne, makes his pitch to Keanu Reeves' Neo. So you take the blue pill, we saw it. Oh, no, yeah, that one played. You take the blue pill, the story ends, you wake up in your bed and you believe whatever you want to. You take that red pill and you stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep that rabbit hole goes. The reason the scene is so iconic is that it feels so universally universally applicable. Keanu Reeves, bless his heart, plays Neo as a blank slate. The kind of hero any viewer could project themselves onto. The binary choice that Morpheus offers between everyday life and a secret hidden world is universally tantalizing. So the problem with the red pill meme, and that is precisely the problem with the red pill meme. The reason why so many disparate political and social causes adopt it. Because taken out of context, Morpheus's offer can represent any ideology you imagine. The red pill can mean flat earth denialism or breatharianism, pickup artist chauvinism or incel resentment, QAnon, or the secret or the existence of the tooth fairy. So which pill is the red one? It's the one you already swallowed. Obviously. And the red pill in this, guys, that red pill, that gets the Environmental Coffee House flush of the day. So most of the time, invoking the red pill seen as an act of shameless self-congratulation. Whether you cast yourself as Morpheus or Neo, the party who offers the pill, or the one ready to receive it. It means that you are smart because you see through the lies that satiate the masses. You are brave because you confront challenging truths instead of accepting comfortable ignorance. You are strong because you bear the standard of enlightenment and defiance of conscious reality. You are smarter, braver, stronger. You are special. You are special, right? You're all special. It's a Barnum statement. All of this is an insidious trick of persuasion known as a Barnum statement. A Barnum statement is both deliberately vague and subtly flattering, carefully phrased to sound like a personal appeal to anyone who happens to be listening. The kind of offer you'd hear from a sleazy carnival barker. Hey, you, yes, you. You seem to be an uncommonly intelligent fellow. I can tell by that gleam in your eye. But are you brave enough to sample the forbidden wisdom of the scarlet suppository of Professor Morpheus, patent pending? Everyone knows the red pill scene, but most people forget Morpheus's dialogue leading up to it. Let me tell you why you are here. Whoop, that was the wrong one. I wanted to give some mood. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know you can't explain, but you can feel it. You feel it. You felt it your entire life. There's something wrong with the world. You don't know what it is, but it's there like a splinter in your mind, driving you mad. It is this feeling that has brought you to me. To me. That is absolutely pitch perfect Barnum statement. Who doesn't feel like there's something wrong with the world? Something you can't quite explain. Something that no one else seems to notice. In Vice's documentary QAnon, The Search for Q, counterterrorism expert Amarsigam offers some insight into the psychological allure of radical political movements. His observations are telling. I think one of the main things they did was they gave some of these individuals a sense of community, and the nature of community was such that they felt like they were awakened to the truth. A lot of people I've interviewed who were part of the neo-Nazi movements or jihadist movements, conspiratorial movements, there's a kind of a common trend among a lot of these individuals who believe that once they've entered the ideology, once they've fully accepted this worldview, it's like the only awake ones, they're the only ones in that room that are awake. So it's not simply that you and I have a disagreement. It's that you're the epitome of evil. A lot of these people feel like they're part of a cosmic war against good or evil. Whoa. We've reached a point of our conversation where I am obligated to offer you my colored pill of easy enlightenment. Well, this is one less a pill of enlightenment and more like a syrup of ipecac. If it's not something to be consumed and metabolized, it's something to help you puke up the poison already inside you. And the bitter pill medicine is this. Suppose someone is trying to convince you to accept their agenda, and a big part of the pitch, is that this is secret. In that case, transgressive wisdom that the elites are desperate to suppress and the feeble-minded masses are too ignorant to accept, and that only you will be able to understand it because of your uncommon intellect and insight. Now, the person making this pitch is trying to sell you something. In the marketplace of ideas, no ideology is subversive enough to threaten the global establishment and pithy enough to fit in a 10 by 80 7 by 20 JPEG. Every human being, including you, including me, is pathologically vulnerable to flattery and self-gratification, us, them narratives. Every human being, even the smartest person on earth, is gullible and dysfunctional similarly. The funniest thing about all this is another scene from the first Matrix film that perfectly captures this situation. Neo visited a conclave of other gifted individuals with the power to manipulate the artificial reality of that Matrix. He encountered a child who demonstrates the power to bend a spoon using only his mind, a trick made famous by legendary psychic fraud Uri Geller, a contemporary carnival barker of the highest order. And the child told Neo what was really happening. Spoon boy, do not try and bend the spoon. That's impossible. Instead, only try to realize the truth. Neo, what truth? Spoon boy, there is no spoon. Neo, there is no spoon? Spoon boy, then you'll see that it's not the spoon that bends. It's only yourself. So people who brag about being red-pilled have not encountered the hidden secrets of the twisted reality. Rather, they are perhaps subconsciously twisted in their perception of reality to reinforce their preconceived notion and flatter their egos. Don't go behind and down that rabbit hole. That guy was pretty wild. Now, that one made you feel like, kind of like you had to think about it. You could shirk and say, oh my God, I'm an asshole. Or this is psychology. Or whatever you took from that article. Hi, Nicholas. Hi, human. Yeah, whatever you took from the article, I hope it was helpful. So here we are. And we've talked about the red pill, the blue pill, various different interpretations. We looked at the matrix of Walmart going virtual, and we went over another author who was talking about the red pill or blue pill. I don't think I showed you this one. I just read from it. Psych Alive. There was a website that I suppose psychologists will read between each other, and I eat it up. Whatever. So here we go. And I'm going to ask you guys in the chat, you think Bruce Lipton will give me a copyright? It's a really good way to end this. And I'm going to try it. I'm not monetizing. I will tell you all then to go and watch it on his channel, perhaps. Maybe. It was interesting. It was a lot of things I thought about, and then I saw it. So let's give Bruce a shout out. Bruce Lipton. Let's watch this, and we're going to close, and then I'll come back. But I want you all to think about all of these things. Think about our lives. Think about where we are. I'm not here to tell you. I'm not here to tell you how to live. I'm not here to tell you to be anything other than who you want to be. I like information. I like to impart and teach and help. Yeah, Scott says the Doom video game had more advanced graphics than the Walmart metaverse. So you know about this stuff. All right, I'm going to play it. I'm going to go for this. And hopefully Bruce will not give me a copyright because it was good and it's a good way to end. So let's go. Let's go to Bruce.
An interesting thing about the Matrix is that we're given a choice to take either a red pill or a blue pill. Taking the red pill wakes us up and the blue pill puts us back to sleep. Those that have taken the red pill believe they really have awakened. But the fact is this, biologically speaking, how do you know whether you're really awake or whether you're still asleep? The whole point about this is when you're asleep and you're in a dream, you don't know whether you're awake or in a dream. They all seem exactly the same. Some people like to consider The Matrix as nothing more than a science fiction film. But in truth, it's actually a documentary. We've all been programmed. And 95% of our life is coming from the program. We're not living the life that we desire because we have been programmed. But what is the real nature of taking the pills in the first place? As we've described before, we came here to make a choice. Do we take the red pill or do we take the blue pill? As the Oracle says,
How can I make a choice?
You didn't come here to make the choice. You've already made it. You're here to try to understand why you made it.
whether you take the red pill or you take the blue pill, that's no choice at all, because that choice is taking the pill, either one. But it's a taking situation. And the problem with this is civilization has been taking for thousands of years, taking and taking. From where? From Mother Earth, nature, taking her resources and using them to the extent that there are no more resources from Mother Earth. We're facing a problem now as being takers. We as being takers have created what is called the sixth
He makes
mass
films
extinction
like
of
I do.
life on this planet. We have taken so much from nature that nature is collapsing. The real choice is, what is the opposite of taking? And that is giving. And this is what nature is calling upon us to do right now. Stop taking from nature and let's give back to nature, because this is the only way we can create balance and harmony in our world. Nature is the source, and it is time for us right now to return to that source. Through this chaos, nature is teaching us how to learn to live in harmony with each other, as well as learning to live in harmony with nature itself. This is the point of cooperation, to come here and create and maintain that balance of harmony and peace. Humankind has been programmed with the delusion that we are separate from each other and we are separate from Mother Nature herself. The real choice we're being asked to make is whether we want to live in polarity or whether we want to live in harmony. The difference being, in polarity, we have opposite sides in conflict. In contrast, in harmony, the opposite sides work together and complement one another. And this is completely different than the polarity. If you took the red pill, it doesn't mean that those that took the blue pill are something different and less than what you are. That's just a different polarity that can come together in the name of harmony and actually integrate with one another. I really want you to understand the nature of what is the significance between receiving and giving. In our biology, our nervous system is all based on receiving. All of our receptors receiving sound, smell, taste, touch, pain, pressure, all of this is receiving. But the question is, what are we giving back? We are receptors, but we also must learn to be givers. And that is where harmony and balance comes from. The balance between not just taking, but returning back to nature, what nature has given us. And in our world, a common way of seeing separateness is separating ourself from others. That is a fundamental separation that has led us astray. Quantum physics, the most valid science on the planet, demonstrates that there is no duality in our world, that everything is a unity. So the concept of separating yourself from others is actually a false interpretation of the world in which we live. The problem with separating self from others is that sometimes we think that things that we do for ourselves are being selfish. Selfishness is a problem when we think of ourselves as being separate from each other. But selfishness is not a problem when you think of a very important fact is, before I can help others, I have to take care of myself. For example, in an airplane before it takes off, the hostess talks about the fact that in case of emergency, masks will drop from the ceiling. But the important part of that message is this. Before you help others, you put the mask on to take care of yourself first. Is that selfish? No. It's very vitally important for a simple reason as this. If you can't take care of yourself, how can you help other people? The choice of taking care of oneself is actually a choice for community. We must learn to expand our sense of self to include all others. Quantum physics, everything is one. The false choice is to take either the red pill and wake up or the blue pill and go back to sleep, but that's not a choice at all. That's not a real choice. We need both of those to have a normal life. Yes, you need to be awake and you do need to be sleeping to accommodate your biology. The real choice we're being called on right now is to learn to live in harmony with nature, learn to live in harmony with each other, and most importantly, is to learn to live in harmony within yourself. You're all familiar with the concept of chakras. These are energy centers in the body. There are 7 chakras. The top 3 chakras are involved with consciousness and spirituality. The bottom 3 chakras are all based on our physical expression and our physical being in this planet. The most important chakra is the one in the middle, the heart chakra, because it's through the heart that we could connect our physical expression with our spiritual conscious expression and create harmony there. And that is the first place that we must start. If you've taken the red pill and think you're awake, I have some bad news for you. Because the reality is this, are you awake or are you asleep? You can't tell the difference one way or the other. And the idea that you can go out and tell other people how to live their life, well, before you can do that, think about this. Before you go out and change the world, you really have to take care of your own backyard. Are you living in harmony? Are you living in peace? The red pill, blue pill metaphor has served a purpose in the past. But it is time for us now to evolve beyond that. It is time for us now to recognize that that choice wasn't what we were here for. We came here to learn to live in harmony and not be in separation. As Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see in the world. The whole idea of tribalism and conflict, this is an old belief system of polarity that is taking us apart. So point is simple. Where's our destination? And the answer is, first learn to live in harmony within yourself. Walk that harmony out in the world, and other people will find their way to your door. Remember, the choice is not always what it seems to be.
See if I get a problem with that. I hope not. But I thought that was a really good way to end. I found that video. I found that, oh my goodness. Okay. I found that video after I did all kinds of research on this, and I thought it was nice. It's a lot of what we talk about, the things that he said. And while I know who he is, I've watched the Three Amigo. I think Bruce Lipton goes on, does videos and his work. I believe he's a biologist. I found it afterwards. And so I thought I'd bring it to you, and that's a really, really good way to end. I live in my wilderness, but how can I be in harmony when it becomes a little emptier each year? Yeah, well, that's because I'm not saying anything about who we are. We are here. We're watching a video. We are together. Are you the butterfly dreaming if being human, or human dreaming of being a butterfly? I might want to be a butterfly. I have a girlfriend named Jill that, like a friend of mine, I call her Butterfly all the time. She reminds me of a butterfly. So I suppose that's a nice way to end. I will flit out of here and say thank you to everybody. First of all, thank you. I will do the little Friday. I have a guest, Felice Todd. She's a physicist. She will be with me on Friday, and that is going to be interesting, but it's not going to be at the regular time. It may have to be at an early time. 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. I'm working it out with her. It's an afternoon show because I like to go live. And we're going to talk about probably carry on more of a conversation similar to what was going on here, minus the red pill, blue pill, more like how do we get on? And how do we help others get on? That's all. Pretty simple. And Warren says, pixie dust to brighten our day? What do you think? Pixie dust? Goodbye. Peace out. Thank you for everything. So come Friday for Felice Todd. And I want to say thank you. I have to say thank you to everybody who does this. Thank you. I mean, this is big. People are helping me. And I'm going to say I was able to actually pay for the restreaming software for another year. So thank you to all of you on Buy Me a Coffee. It's so much appreciated. Completely. All right. Peace out.